Hello, rock enjoyers. Who's a rock enjoyer? There could be a lot of people who enjoy rocks. Alright, well, we're going. We're doing it live. Hi, I'm Omega Goku. This is Crystalline. And it's going to be our February 14th special for the year. You're new, haven't been around. Every year on February 14th, I make this little video, play a game by myself, and we try to find our waifu for laifu. And that's basically that's the gist of it. So this is a game that, I guess kind of different in the trend of these videos, is that I've actually played this game before. I played it just a little bit, like a couple of years ago. I think you can see, I've got a save here, from 2019. God damn. But I recorded this game as just alone, and edited together a couple of videos, and then just never uploaded any of them. Well, I think I uploaded one of them and then just left it privated. I don't know why I did that. Probably just lazy, I guess. But we're just gonna start from the beginning. We're gonna be John Isekai. Oh. He doesn't have a last name. Perfect. Shit'll buff. But this game is actually mostly voice acted, so I won't have to read a bunch of shit and do stupid voices. So maybe that's an upside, maybe that's a downside. I'm not sure. The library is far more quiet than I would have expected at this time of night. The only sound is the gentle hum of the air conditioner. What is this library? Why is there why is everything glass? Whoa, that was too close. I blinked my eyes wide open, then I stifle a yawn as I stretch to wake myself up. Focus. File's just around the corner, so I can't afford to slack off. Man, I do not miss those days. I guess I was still in college when I played this game last. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Glancing around me, I notice that I'm the only person left in the study cubicles. It's getting pretty late. I'll go back to the dorms as soon as I finish this last chapter. Why don't you just study in your room? I never went to the library to study. I flipped through the book, only a few more pages to go. I can do this. Also, why aren't there computers here? Refocus on the textbook. The words on the page blur together as my eyelids grow heavy. I fight to keep my eyes open, but my eyelids continue to droop. I'll rest them just for a second. Yeah, just a moment. Oh. Wait. Something jerks me awake, and my eyes blink open. A bright light illuminates the room, blinding me until all I can see is stark whiteness. Then I throw my arm over my eyes to shield it from the light. After a few seconds pass, the light seems to dim, but it doesn't feel like the same fluorescent glow of the library bulbs. Carefully I unwind and bring my arm down, squinting at the pale blue sky. A mild breeze tussles my hair. Blades of grass tickle my neck as they wave in the wind. Where am I? I'm about to push myself off the ground when something pops into view. A round blue blob with two dark eyes blinks at me.
Boy?
Oh, look at this little guy. It's Panjo. Bobs slightly like pudding. When it notices my stare, it opens its small mouth and takes a dainty bite of my nose. Hey! Creature's bite doesn't sting, but it feels like a cool splash of water. Before it can take another, I scramble to my feet. The creature tumbles off my head and falls to the ground. Once it lands, it shakes itself off with a gelatinous tumble, clearly unfazed. Hoi! It hops to my foot and opens its mouth again, but I quickly shake it off. It rolls off my foot onto the dirt and rights itself again.
Boy.
I wish I could see any of this happen. It pouts and continues to watch me, but doesn't attempt another bite. What is this thing?
Boy?
It's a slime. Everyone knows what slimes are, come on. It cocks its head as if wondering the same about me. That's unsettling. I take in the scattering of trees around me. Their tall branches kiss the sky. There's a winding dirt trail which weaves through the trees. As I follow it with my gaze, I see smoke billowing out from thatched roofs of a village in the distance. Where am I? The last thing I remember is studying at the library. That's it, I must have fallen asleep and now I'm dreaming.
Boy?
Of course. I glance down at the blue creature. What? At my response, it leaps up. Whoa! I scramble away from it. It lands back on the ground with a soft thud. That thing can jump pretty high. I need to be careful. What's your deal? No deal. I'm sorry, I'm not taking that deal. It leaps again, and then retreats. Stop it! I dodge as it jumps. Then I begin to run. To my surprise, the blob keeps pace with a series of nimble bounces. Seriously? Stay back. Get away from me. Get out of here. You bitch. It musters up one long leap, and I turn around the corner of a sturdy tree to avoid it. I don't notice the other person until too late. Oh no! The anime thing has happened. How could it be? We painfully collide, and I lose my balance before toppling over. Fortunately, my hands catch myself protecting my fall. When I open my eyes, I see a woman. Incredible. We've done it. It's that easy. Her eyes are scrunched shut and her mouth is twisted in a grimace. Her long blonde hair is splayed out around here. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. It's not really a grimace. As she lets out a small groan, she blinks open her eyes and fixes her gaze on me. The dream becomes a wet dream. Maybe she can give me some answers. My bad. I like to imagine that, like, this happens, and we just fucking come. We just come. Ah, yes, I've had this type of dream before, and I like where this is going. Staring deeply into her eyes, I lean down until my lips are a breath away from hers. Triple exclamation point. She strikes my stomach, and a groan escapes as I'm pushed off her. A little aggressive, but I can dig it. As the throbbing in my abdomen subsides, I gingerly return to my feet. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. It's like, they're like animated. Like, they got like, the sprites. Like, they like blink and shit. Look at this. Look at it go! The woman holds out her sword in a fighting stance. I automatically raise my hands. Whoa, too aggressive. Abort. Despite the fire in her eyes, there's a trace of pink in her cheeks.
What do you think you're doing?
It's probably not in my best interest to answer that.
Huh?
The creature's right by my foot again. Are you serious? You're still here? The woman looks surprised.
A Pongo!
Who's Pongo? I mean, I guess it's that guy. She sheaths her sword, and her face relaxes into a smile. Pongo? Jeez, all that Pokemon last night, all that Pal World last night's making me see things.
Man?
Yeah, it's Pal Associate World. Yeah, they're associates. The Pongo bobs up and down by my foot and nudges me with its head. I like how we've just accepted that it's a Pongo.
Aw, he's a cute one.
He?
Yeah, you can tell by the shape of his eyes.
Okay.
I think he wants you to hold him.
I'd rather not. Listen, we're just speedrunning getting kicked in the dick, I guess. There's no way. It's trying to eat me. I doubt that's what he wants. He tried to eat me earlier.
Oh, don't be silly. He's harmless.
I don't know about that. He's got sharp teeth. He's dangerous. The woman leans down and reaches for the Pongo, but he hops away from her.
You'll probably like this hand better.
She extends her other hand and offers the Pongo her gauntlet. He stares at it before turning away and hiding his face behind my legs.
A Pongo who refuses magic energy?
I think it just imprinted on us.
Wait a minute. Are you a mage?
I'm a level 110 Frost Mage. Of course not, I'm a warrior. Or, that's not a real occupation. Well, you know. Yeah, that's not a real job. I'm a student.
Of magic?
No, a full-time post-secondary student. That means I'm in college, for those of you who are from America.
You keep saying such strange things.
From my point of view, you're saying strange things. She blinks in
Wait.
surprise.
This heightened energy activity, it's you?
I don't think so.
Are you carrying crystals?
Not that I know of. I could have been like cut open and had some like soda in my stomach, like those like how they smuggle like drugs and shit across the border. That could be what's going on here. I don't know. She looks me over.
Never mind. It doesn't look like you're carrying crystals. Or anything for that matter.
I don't know what's going on right now. I was in the library studying for finals and somehow I woke up.
So, are you from the Mage Academy?
Okay, I think I've dozed off long enough. Get me out of here. She blinks in confusion. No, she doesn't. Oh, there he is. One blink. That's all we get. That's.
You are awake.
It's only one blink worth of confusion. No, this is a dream. I'm certain. Look, she's got a little sad face. Look at this.
I assure you, this is not a dream.
Time for the pinch test. I'm not convinced. You don't run into women this hot in reality. I believe you. Okay, I believe you. What was that from? That was from the fucking like the Kingdom Hearts shitty plot. Find that video. Future me, put it on there. Maybe she's right. Everything here feels too real, even for a dream. I nod. So if this place isn't a dream, where are we?
We're in Meadow Hill.
Meadow Hill? Where's that?
It's a part of the Kingdom of Havengard, of course.
Havengard. She looks at me like I'm crazy.
It's the largest of the three kingdoms.
We're in some sort of tri-kingdom area.
Where are you from?
I'm not from New York, I'm from Wisconsin.
New York?
Yeah, you know, part of the USA.
USA. USA?
No, the United States of America.
The United States of what? Never mind that for now. If you don't have any crystals, and you don't have a discharger, have you casted recently?
Have I casted recently? I don't really think I should get into my personal life like that.
Add up.
She rests her chin in her hand as she thinks. No, she doesn't. She didn't do that. A shiver runs through me as reality begins to set in. This really isn't a dream. Any ideas? She shakes her.
Maybe the Mage Academy can provide.
Sometimes I don't even gotta read these things. The Mage Academy? That's a start. How do we get there?
Oh, it's in the center of Illumia.
I don't know who that is.
Illumia. You follow the path going north until you arrive at the crossroads. Then you head...
Which way is north? Does the sun work the same way here? Does it rise in the east, set in the west? Is it backwards?
I'm actually heading back there now. You can come along if you want.
Tremendous. I look her over again. Can I trust her? Can I trust this woman with a sword who definitely could have just fucking murked me? Her posture is naturally straight and gives her an air of authority. She did mention she was out here on some sort of official investigation. Plus, she seems friendly enough. Besides, if I don't go with her, then I'll be wandering around on my own. The chances of me finding this Mage Academy alone without running into any unsavory people are not promising. I can't risk that. I need to find a way back home. Thanks! I'm Johnny. You know, so I named him John Isekai because I expected shit like this to happen, but it's just funnier. Like, it's funnier than I expected it to be. I'm John Isekai, by the way. Also, there's a comma, there's a space here because they put in a space to put in the last name, but I didn't put in a last name, so there's nothing there. So I'm assuming that's why it looks fucked up. There's usually an operator you can do in most programming languages that cuts off excess spaces like that, so it looks good even if you fuck up the name like I did. Just point that out there for you, future visual novel creators.
Leanna Dawn.
That's not a real name. I hold out my hand for her to shake, but she just stares at it. After keeping my hand out for a few seconds, I begin to feel awkward. Her expression changes to curiosity as she gingerly takes my hand. I grin broadly as I shake her hand firmly. She's a bit startled, but when our gazes meet, she matches my smile.
It's nice to meet you too.
I look at her questioningly as she continues to shake my hand. She slips her hand away and blushes.
Shall we get going then?
Ready when you are. Leanna nods and brings us back to the path. Then she walks in the direction of the village. The Pongo follows us, staying a step behind. We travel for quite some time together. Leanna notices me staring and shifts uncomfortably.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I was just curious about your gauntlet.
Oh, my manipulator?
Yeah, sure, manipulator.
All mages have a manipulator. It's how we use energy to interact with the elements around us.
Well, I wouldn't make broad statements like that. Wait, you mean you can cast spells?
I suppose that's one way to phrase it.
Can you show me some spells?
Like what?
Magic missile. Tornado power. Anything. I don't know, just do anything. Leanna pauses while she thinks. Then her face brightens. She lifts up her gauntlet and points towards the Pongo. He levitates in the air, much to the Pongo's surprise. Oh no. Please just, like, toss him. Like, throw him as far away as you can. As he hovers in the air, he looks in awe around him and opens his mouth, trying to eat the air. Leanna giggles and places him gently back down. You bastard. You should have yeeted it. That was sweet. Whoa! That was amazing. Leanna smiles shyly as she brushes a stray lock of hair behind her ear.
It was nothing.
That was definitely something. What else can you do?
There's a lot more my manipulator can do. But I think it's best if I conserve the energy for now.
There's not more he can do. That makes sense. So the Pongo's still following us.
That's not too surprising.
Why not?
Pongos are attracted to magical energy. That's why it was so strange that it showed no interest in my manipulator.
It's still following us, though.
It's following you. My readings showed you're full of magical energy. As far as the Pongo is concerned, you're a buffet.
I'm full of a lot of things. Magical energy, probably not one of them, I must say. He jumps high again, Leanna giggles.
I think he's tired of hopping.
Too bad, nerd. No, I don't want to touch him. He's weird and slimy. I don't want to touch that guy. I shrug. I'm not forcing him to follow us.
I know, but he's not going to leave. Not when he's found such an abundance of energy in one place. It's like how a moth is attracted to a light. He just can't help himself.
You guys have moths here? Then you just keep hopping.
The poor guy must be really exerting himself to keep up.
I have a heart of steel. Now I feel like a jerk. Alright, I'll carry you, but you better not slime on me. He springs into my arms and hops onto my shoulder. He's gonna fall off.
Aw, he's so happy now.
So, not that I'm complaining, but what exactly are you doing out in the field?
The field?
Where you found me.
Oh, there have been rumors of high energy readings around Meadow Hill, so I was sent to investigate.
Okay, but I've been here for like 20 minutes.
I had already checked out the surrounding area, and there'd been no clear source for all that excess energy until today.
When you met me? I hadn't been in the field for very long before you found me, though.
You might be a byproduct of whatever created the energy spike in the first place.
Well, I'm glad I could be a byproduct.
I'm not sure. I haven't seen readings of that level before. The Mage Academy should be able to help explain.
So besides magic, what else does the Mage Academy teach?
Oh, all the basics. How to use a manipulator, how to control your energy, the many usages and differences between crystals and spheres.
Crystals and spheres. Completely different things. Huh.
When we refer to crystals, we mean the raw crystals, whereas crystal spheres are the usable refined state.
Fucking book nerd. She stares at me and narrows her eyes as if trying to judge what I'm
It's the
serious.
power source for, well, everything.
I look blankly
You
at
don't
her.
use crystals where you come from?
No, we have gas. I mean, we kind of use... We have coal. Carbon, that's like a crystal. No. Her mouth falls open and she looks at me in bewilderment.
No crystals. What else do you use to power things?
Lots of stuff. I count off on my fingers. The sun, water, wind, nuclear fission, fossil fuels like coal or oil. Oh, you got like a water wheel, the sun, the wind, nuclear fission. Her eyes widen with each item I list. She's about to speak, but I'm not finished. Geothermal, waves, tidal, hydrogen.
Okay, get it. You have your own methods of energy. Many, many methods.
There's at least 6 of them. Again, it clears your throat.
So, you're from USA?
USA. But yeah.
Which kingdom is that in?
Also, I like how they speak English. Like, that's very convenient for being in Isekai. North America?
I'm a little ashamed to say I'm not familiar with that place. Where is it?
On Earth.
Earth?
Okay, time to take a different approach. Now let me see if I can explain. Alright, tell me, where are we right now?
In Meadow Hill.
And where is that?
In the kingdom of Havengard.
And where is Havengard?
In the land of Asaria.
And what is that a part of?
Terra, of course.
Of course it's Terra. Okay, so Terra is my Earth. She pauses, my words sink in. Then she gasps.
Wait, are you not from Terra?
So it would seem. She looks concerned.
How did you get here?
Hell if I know. The pongo flips in front of my eyes, and I carefully scoop him back on place on my head. See, I told you he was gonna fall off. I knew this would happen. Finally, we come upon the perimeter of the village. Leanna grins as she leads me through the gates.
Here we are, Meadow Hill Village.
I take my time to catch my breath and discreetly rest my burning muscles. Leanna hardly seems affected by the long trek. How was this close? We're finally here. I pull my arms into a stretch. Ooh, that was quite the journey.
A journey?
I nod. This time she can't quite hold back.
Let's continue. We can rest at the inn tonight.
I instinctively pat my back pocket where I keep my wallet. I doubt they'll accept card here. Or dollars. I don't have any money.
That's okay. I'll take care of it.
Incredible. Don't make a big deal out of it. I like a girl who's independent. That's really generous of you. Man, I like a girl who's strong and independent and buys me shit. I really appreciate it.
It's understandable given your circumstances.
I'll pay you back once I can. Huh.
What is it?
I was just thinking how convenient it is that everything's in English here.
English?
Yeah! It's what we're speaking now.
We're speaking common.
Well, I'm sorry. Fucking call me a commoner. Actually, maybe we can stop by the armory.
Armory? You want to get a weapon?
The goal is to blend in, right? It's weird that a person wearing leather armor is traveling unarmed. Oh, you look like a hostage or something.
You do have a point. Plus, it could come in handy.
Why do I not like this?
Do you know how to use a weapon?
Of course not. I practiced kendo competitively. Of course John Isekai practiced kendo. The metalsmith ignores us as he pounds out a red-hot blade. I know a little something about pounding out red-hot blades. As Leanna lets me browse the swords, I reach for one that catches my eyes. As I gently remove it from the shelf, I miscalculate its weight and drop it. It still scratches the ground with a sharp screech. The metalsmith pauses his work to glower a warning. What does this word mean? Does he just like glaring at us?
Careful!
I quickly right the sword back up and grip it tightly. Leanna now watches.
Is this the first time you've held a sword?
I lift, bro! Nothing beyond wooden swords. I take a practice swing and fumble the sword. Luckily, I tighten my grip and get it under control. Leanna looks uneasy. We're gonna fucking kill someone. I take a seat at one of the crew tables while Leanna talks to the innkeeper behind the bar. There is a scattering of other patrons, mostly men who sit alone, nursing a tankard of what I assume to be ale. I stifle a yawn. Now that I've had a chance to sit down, I feel the full weight of my fatigue. Luckily, Leanna returns and hands me a key.
This is your room for the night. It's right next to mine.
Well, that's convenient.
They should be coming out with our dinner soon. Then we should get to sleep. We have an early start tomorrow.
My stomach grumbles in anticipation. Sorry. Our meals arrive as I stare at the bowl before me. It's a goopy, thick stew, and it looks about as appetizing as dog food, but it smells pretty good. What is this?
It's stew.
Well, no shit.
Grab it.
A brief image of a cute, fluffy bunny flashes across my eyes.
Is something wrong?
Meat is murder. I only eat non-GMO, all-natural, vegan, certified, gluten-free, 100% whole grains, no trans fat, grass-fed, no preservative, organic pasture meals. This is gonna get a shot. I don't care if you're in real life or in Isekai life. You say this shit and someone's fucking shooting you. I take a tentative bite of my stew.
How is it?
Adequate. I finish eating and Leanna cleans her bowl. Then the two of us head upstairs. She pauses in front of her room and I stop in front of mine. Good night.
Good night.
I'm about to enter my room when I hear a small voice. Looking down, I see the Pongo back at my feet. Now that I think about it, ever since we entered the village, he's been awfully silent. Have you been following us this whole time, or did you lose us and find us again? The Pongo blinks twice and bounces. I don't know what that means.
Aren't exactly welcomed everywhere. Do you want to sleep with me tonight?
The Pongo snuggles against my leg. Leanna sighs.
I thought as much.
Ha! Get cucked, nerd.
Sleep well.
Is the Pongo the real waifu? Is that what's happening here? Let him in! I step away from the door and the Pongo hops in. I guess it's a boy, so it's a husbando Pongo. A husbando Pongo, hey, that's pretty good. As I close the door behind him, he continues to hop around the room, as if inspecting it. Yawning widely, I collapse onto the bed and the Pongo continues to circle the room. Looking for a good place to sleep. He suddenly leaps up and lands on my bed. Then he bounces to the foot of the bed and wiggles himself a cozy nest by creating a small crater on top of the blanket. I can't help but grin at the little guy. Good night, Pongo. Understandable. And then I wake up and I'm back in the real world, and none of this happened. A knock on my door jolts me awake. I sit straight up from my bed and barely notice a tiny yelp as the Pongo tumbles to the floor. You fucking killed him, dude. Hello? The knocking stops.
It's Leanna. Are you about ready?
I rub my eyes and blink at the feeble rays of light outside. What time is it?
It's past dawn. We need to get a move on if we want to make a good time.
Hey, that's true. There's nothing more important than making good time. I attempt to lay back down. No, hell no. You get your ass out of bed, John Isekai. We gotta make good time. Right before we reach the edge of town, a guard stops us.
There's been heightened bandit activity reported on these roads.
Leanna's brows crease.
Are the roads closed?
No, but until we get a handle on the bandit activity, we're advising everyone to stay in town.
We can't stay.
Where are you headed?
We're headed to Illumia.
He nods gruffly, then moves out of the way.
Just be careful out there.
Thank you.
This is the same road. We were just on this road. We're going the wrong way. Leanna, though, seems unfazed. Her eyes routinely survey their surroundings. Suddenly, she freezes. I nearly bump into her. What the...
Shh.
I fall silent as she shhs me. When she speaks, her voice is a whisper.
Did you hear that?
I strain my ears, listening for anything out of place, then I hear voices among the trees. It's the Lorax!
Someone might be in danger.
Someone just got fucking murked. Her previous caution abandoned, Leanna sprints towards the sound and I follow at her heels. We both take cover as the trees open up, revealing that a man in a trench coat, surrounded by 5 bandits. One more bandit lies motionless on the ground. Upon seeing their fallen comrade, the bandits all unsheath their weapons. 3 of them hold longswords and 2 of them point guns. The trench-coated man doesn't stir. His dark hair falls over his eyes and I can't see his face.
You won't get away from us this time. Take him out.
The man pushes open his coat and draws 2 guns as the bandits' coverage. As the bandits converge, Leanna sets her jaw.
Stay here.
As soon as the words fall from her lips, she races out of the trees. Her hair whips behind her, and her white coattails billow in a graceful arc. She moves faster than any human, as if the air is pushing her forward instead of dragging her down. Her gauntlet hand clenches and a blue sphere glows, then disappears as she smashes her fist into the nearest bandit. He flies away from her and crashes against a tree before crumpling into a heap.
Mage Knight? She must be with him.
I like Bandit 2 more than Bandit 1.
Take her out too!
The mysterious man fires a hail of purple blasts at the bandits, catching one of them in the chest. Leanna deflects the sword from another bandit with her own blade. I can't just sit here and do nothing, I have to help! Ignoring Leanna's command, I unsheath my sword and charge into battle. click the matching icon. Now this is RPG combat. I did it. I killed someone. Oh no. This is the edgiest man on Earth. The man stays silent as he inspects his gun. Now that I have a better look at him, I realize that although his fierce scowl makes him seem tough, he doesn't look that much older than me. His hair has a habit of falling around his eyes, but as he pushes it back, I notice a long scar cut across one eye. Once satisfied, he tucks his gun back into his belt and gets to his feet. He nods at us.
Thanks.
Zack Space. This is the edgiest man on Earth. On Terra. And he turns away.
Wait!
He paused. Oh.
Where are you headed?
Why?
There might be more bandits around. We should team up if we're going in the same direction. Safety in numbers.
He studies us in stony silence. Then his gaze flicks to her manipulator as he relaxes slightly.
Where are you going?
We're headed to Illumia.
Me too. You're from the Mage Guild?
Yes, I'm Leanna.
I'm John Isekai.
Zach.
Hey, look, they did the, I guess we only gave her first name there.
Boy.
All of us glance at the little blue Pongo, who seemingly popped out of nowhere. And, this is my little friend.
I see.
The Pongo blinks at Zack, who stares him down. The Pongo bounces uncertainly. Zack's unblinking... He just blinked! The fuck you mean his unblinking stare? We traveled together for quite some time, with no further interruptions. I can feel my legs start to burn from all the walking. This is where we were at the beginning of the game. We're going backwards. We walked all the way to the town, and now we're walking all the way back.
A night sky without stars.
Yeah, it's awfully grim, don't you think?
What's your world like?
It's bad. Humans are a plague to the planet. Different, but more or less the same. It has really cool tech. It's really different. We don't have any magic, but we have a lot of technology instead.
What sort of technology?
Things like cars.
What's a car?
It's a means of transportation. With a car, we could have made the journey from the Meadow Hill Plains to Meadow Hill Village within half an hour instead of half a day. She looks intrigued.
You have an animal that can travel that fast?
No, it runs off gas or electricity. We have airplanes too, which fly in the skies, so we can have faster travel to other areas of the world.
Humans who can fly?
Her eyes grow in wonder as she grins.
What else do you have?
The interwebs. Mobile phones. Okay, there's no way we say it like this, right? Yeah. Well, the internet's pretty cool.
What can you do with an internet?
It lets you communicate instantly with people from across the countries, research or watch funny videos, play games, check your finances. Although if I had to guess, its most popular use would be... She blinks. Maybe the wild adventures of tentacles are better left unsaid. Yeah, hentai's a pretty good use for it.
That does sound like you can do basically everything.
Her eyes are still wide. She speaks slowly, as if processing all this information. I think I might have overwhelmed her. She tilts her head back and turns her gaze to the sky. Underneath the moonlight, her pale skin seems to glow amidst the darkness. Her face softens as she smiles.
You're right. The stars really are beautiful.
We fall into a comfortable silence as we enjoy the tranquility of the night. After we've finished eating and cleaning up, Zack approaches us.
It's getting late.
There's the edgy voice.
I'll take first watch so you can rest.
All right. I'll take second watch.
I will take no watches whatsoever. A dull throbbing in my back pulls me awake. I hadn't fully appreciated the magic of mattresses until now. A yawn escapes and I stretch widely. Aside from the achiness, I actually feel well rested. I sit up and glance around. Zack leans against a tree with his head down. His hair covers his eyes, so I can't tell if they're open or closed. Regardless, his hands rest on the handles of his dischargers. Creepy. Looking around again, I fail to spot Leanna. Where did she go? I think I hear a cry in the distance. Was that her? I should go investigate. Crossing over a hill, I see her practicing in an open field. Once she notices me, she lowers her sword.
Oh, sorry. Did I wake you? I moved out here so I wouldn't disturb you.
No, I was already up. I didn't see you at camp, so I came looking.
Gotcha.
Glancing down at my feet, I spot the bean pongo. Leanna giggles.
Looks like you guys are best friends already.
I friggin' hate this guy. It's pretty early. Do you always begin your mornings with a warm-up?
It helps me wake up and prepare for the day ahead. Also, it's become a part of my routine, so it just doesn't feel right when I don't do it.
I know what you mean. I really can't go through my morning routine from Earth here on Terra, and it feels a bit strange.
Right.
Don't look at me like that! So, what's the lesson today, senpai?
Sand pie?
Don't. People don't. Oh! What? John Isekai. This fucking guy. Definitely not me. She blinks, then refocuses and matches my fighting stance by raising her sword.
Since you already have some experience with the blade, sparring will be the best way to gauge your skills.
Ready when you are.
Here I come!
Leanna dashes towards me. Her movement seems slow. Click the icons as fast as I can. Oh shit. Holy fuck. I did it! I won! I killed her.
Your fundamentals are solid. If you keep practicing, I'm sure you'll be a formidable warrior in no time.
That's pretty high praise when it's coming from you. Especially because I've known you for 2 days and have seen you fight exactly once and have no idea how the fucking, like, society hierarchy system works. You could just be a grunt. Like, you could be like a level 3 goblin.
Would you be willing to duel with him?
She points
I'd
to
like
him.
to get a better look at his technique.
He merely stares at her.
Oh, right. You need a blade.
Leanna hands her blade to Zack, who takes it from her and
What are
inspects
the
it.
rules of the duel?
Standard spar. Be the first one to knock your opponent to the ground.
Just fucking kill him. Zack nods and heads towards the field. As Leanna returns to me, we share a glance. That was surprisingly easy. I guess it's not a mercenary's nature to back down from a fight, even if it's a fake one.
Are you two ready?
He nods.
Okay, begin!
And then he pulls out his gun. And suddenly I'm on the ground, staring up at the sky with an aching pain in my chest and the wind knocked out of me. I groan.
Strange. I thought he'd last at least 2 shots.
Zack!
What?
Why did you use your discharge?
Why did you
Why
fucking
not?
shoot him? So, how long till we reach Illumia?
We'll need to stop at Raven Pass to restock and spend the night. But if we continue to make good time, we'll reach Illumia by midday tomorrow.
Dude, that's like so long. If only I had brought my BitFit, I would have done my daily steps for a lifetime. By mid-afternoon, we arrive at the gates of a settlement even smaller than Meadow Hill Village. Oh, this looks like a cute little town. The town consists of an inn and a few shops, the bare essentials. They probably only see travelers like us, people passing through on their way to Illumia.
Okay, we should stock up on supplies.
I'll be making a stop at the weaponsmith.
As Leanna picks out a couple items, I look around the shop. I notice people of all backgrounds, wearing clothes ranging from leather I'd seen in Meadow Hill to intricately embroidered robes. They really do all types traveling through here. Once she finished, I head to the counter and paid.
Will that be all for today? Your total comes to 34 coins.
Leanna's eyes widen.
34 coins for these? It should be at most 30.
The shopkeeper frowns apologetically. He doesn't seem too happy about the price either.
Sorry, miss. The goods themselves are only 20 coins. The rest of the cost is the 70% tax.
And I thought taxes in America were bad. I hope you at least get free universal health care and education with those taxes.
I don't remember the tax being so high in the past.
The mayor only recently increased the tax.
Has no one asked why? It doesn't seem fair.
As we head out, Leanna seems quieter than usual. Are you okay?
Something about this just doesn't seem right. New tax rules and new guards to enforce them? I came through here only a few days ago on my way to Meadow Hill, and the tax hadn't been changed then. It all seems too sudden.
I think we got scammed.
I don't know about that. Anyway, let's go meet up with Zack.
Uh-oh, this doesn't look promising. Leanna frowns as we enter the shop.
This doesn't concern you. Stay out of it.
It became my concern when you threatened him in front of me.
Threatened? All I told him was what may happen to his store if he doesn't pay up for these protective services.
Leave. Now.
Man, he's
What
so
makes you
edgy.
think I'd listen to you?
Zack glares at the guard as he flips open his coat and reveals his discharger. He takes his dick out. The color drains from the guard's face. The guard tries to hide his fear with false bravado. He then turns to the shopkeeper.
You're lucky your friend was here today. He won't always be here, though.
Oh no. He thought he was helping. He made it way worse. After imparting one last subtle threat, the guard hurries out of the shop.
That have to do with this new tax you mentioned?
The shopkeeper.
The
the
taxes
taxes.
just keep growing. I've tried to keep my prices as low as possible for the customers, but then our taxes grow and, well, you saw what happens next.
So, the first villain we encounter in the Isekai land is the government. You see, this game's actually a social commentary.
Looks like it's affecting all of the stores. And it's only going to get worse.
I'm not going to let it escalate. To head to the inn.
Okay.
I have something to take care of first.
What are you planning to do?
He's gonna just go fucking kill
I'm
the
going
mayor
to
or
pay a
some
visit
shit.
to the mayor.
He's just gonna kill him. As soon as we arrive at the front of a large, elaborate mansion, it looks very out of place compared to the modest shops in the rest of the town. Two men guard the entrance. Zack pauses and sizes up the guards. Let's just talk this out. We should just ask them.
I
if
doubt
we can
that
see
would
them.
work.
It doesn't hurt to try.
Frowns,
If
doesn't
we
work.
let you through, will you just scan around and see if you notice anything?
Leanna
Yes,
nods.
I'll do what I can.
Just be careful. Some of the treasurer's hired guards may not be so fond of you poking around.
Both guards
On
step
your
to the
way.
side.
Let's go.
Ooh boy. Now we're just they just let us in. Isn't that convenient? Leanna stares intently at her manipulator. What is that?
The readings. They're so erratic. It's almost like there's... But there can't be.
There's what?
Shadow magic.
Shadow magic? Oh no! Say it isn't so, not what the fuck is shadow magic? Is that bad? Is that the evil magic? Do only dark wizards? Do only shadow wizards have shadow magic? Wait a minute, all the Shadow Wizard Money Gang! This is them! They have the shadow magic, they're raising taxes. This is where it's from. This is how it started. Zack pulls out his dischargers.
You go deal with whatever that is. I'll keep them busy here.
Zack kicks down one of the tables and drops behind it for
Go!
cover.
Now!
God, he's so cool. Oh no! As he raises his guns, purple energy swirls to life. He rains a hail of energy bolts down the hall in suppressive fire. Leanna bursts through the doors, and I stay at her heels. The noise from the battle gradually fades away as we run deeper into the mansion. Eventually, the hall leads into a study. A carved wooden desk, laden with books and ledgers, is in the center of the bookcases surrounding it. A man wearing a hooded dark robe sits at the desk. He scribbles something with one hand while the other hand is hidden within his robe. An older man sits on the other side of the desk. His graying hair sticks out in strange angles, and his embroidered clothes are slightly askew. He stares at the open ledgers on the desk, but his eyes are dull, as if they weren't really seeing it. Two guards stand by the doorway, as still as statues, with those same dull eyes. The treasurer rises to his
Who
feet.
let these two in? I explicitly said no visitors.
Leanna's manipulator pulses wildly, especially when she raises her arm towards him.
It's him! He's the source of the shadow magic!
Neither the mayor nor the guards
How
react.
dare you make such accusations? Arrest her immediately!
The guards ready their weapons. Stop! We aren't here to fight you.
It's no use! He's influencing them with shadow magic!
Oh no. A gust of wind gathers around Leanna, violently whipping her hair and clothes. It concentrates in her gauntleted palm, and she hurls it at them. The wind knocks the guards against the wall and blows open the robe of the treasurer, exposing his hidden hand. Within his palm is a dark crystal sphere. It looks like a marble of darkness and swirling smoke. From within the crystal are shadow tendrils which extend to the mayor and his two unconscious guards. Leanna's voice is flat when she speaks. I've never heard her sound so serious before.
A tainted spear. And the branding of void.
A void!
You have seen too much.
We've gone too far. The treasurer raises the black sphere high, and the shadow energy shoots straight towards Leanna. She raises her hands and creates another ball of wind, which she fires at the shadowy bolt. The shadow ball cuts through Leanna's magic like a knife through butter, and her wind scatters harmlessly into the room. Push her. We gotta save the waifu. Leanna! I dash towards her and knock her out of the way. I take the full brunt of the shadow blast and I'm flung back against the wall. Agony sears my body. I grit through the pain and look at Leanna. It doesn't look like any of the magic hit her. She rushes over, her face a mix of bewilderment and concern. This is painful as fuck. It feels like my body is being eaten from the inside out. If it's alright with you, I think I'd like to lay down for a little bit. Leanna furrows her brow in concern. Can you go deal with him so my suffering is not in vain? Please and thank you. Leanna unsheaths her blade. A determined fire in her eyes, she faces the treasurer and raises her sword. Oh, look at her! Her manipulator glows with the power which flows into her blade, encasing it in a similar glow. Magic particles swirl around as static sparks of energy lash out from her weapon. In an instant, she dashes towards the treasurer at inhuman speed. He fires 2 shadow bolts, but Leanna uses her blade to cut through the air and shoots off 2 slices of energy which cut through the shadow. Oh, she's got like the sword beam from Legend of Zelda.
What?
Yeah!
Leanna lunges and charges her blade towards the treasurer. Just before a sword would pierce him, the treasurer throws his tainted sphere to the ground. It shatters apart, and the shadowy mist leaks out of the orb, enclosing the room in a dark fog. The thick fog clouds my vision, so I can't see anything. As it slowly begins to fade, I make out Leanna watching her surroundings, but the treasurer is nowhere to be seen. When she doesn't see her enemy, the glow from her sword fades away. Who the fuck is this guy? The mayor lets out a throaty groan. He rubs at his head, his eyes now looking groggy like someone has just woken up. Leanna sheaths her blade.
Take it easy. You were under the effects of shadow magic.
Shadow magic?
He shakes his head as if to free his thoughts. He must have been trying to shake off the lingering effects of the shadow magic.
Took you guys long enough.
He looks at me.
What are you doing down there?
I groan as I rotate onto my back. Leanna offers me a hand, which I accept.
He took a shadow blast, aimed for me.
Yeah, we did it. I'm so heroic and awesome. You should totally fall in love with me now.
Seems like you ended up being useful after all.
That's right.
You must be exhausted. Please, feel free to stay at Raven Pass for as long as you like. You are always welcome here.
No, we gotta hit the road. We gotta make good time. I try not to wince every time I use my The fire has eased out of my body, but the shoulder still throbs from when I landed on the ground. Leanna gazes at me, then gets up to walk back to the innkeeper. She returns with a compress in her hand. She offers it to me with a smile.
This should help with the pain.
I hold it against my shoulder and smile appreciatively as the pain slowly melts into a dull ache.
Thanks for helping me back there.
I smile. Anytime. Except probably not, because that really fucking sucked. So what exactly makes shadow magic bad?
It's far more dangerous than any other elemental magic. And it's incredibly unstable and volatile. The most serious thought of shadow magic is how it's able to amplify the shadowy thoughts of someone's mind.
Okay, but hear me out here though. If we were to create some sort of association around the control and distribution of shadow magic, probably related to those taxes, maybe call it some kind of currency association. Zach leads the way upstairs. Clutching one of the keys, we stop in front of 2 adjoining doors.
Good night then.
Good night. Zach nods. Leanna turns the key and lets herself into the room. I gently close the door behind her. Zach also turns the key and lets himself into the second room. I'm about to follow him in when the door slams shut. Very funny, I turn the handle, but it's... What the hell? Zach, let me in. Come, let me in! Let's try Leanna's room. This is ridiculous. I knock on Leanna's door. Leanna? Her brows are greased with worry. Look at her. She's so worried.
Is something wrong?
Zach's being mean. He locked me out of the room.
Really? Is that it?
And I need to get in there?
Alright, then get in there.
How?
I'm sure you'll figure it out. Good night.
Wow. I continue hammering repeatedly on the door. I can keep this up all night. Suddenly, the door swings open and I walk in. The first thing I notice are the two twin beds. Zach lounges on one and fixes his stony gaze on me. What the hell was that? Why didn't you let me in?
Space.
There are two beds. Tucked inside the bed are his guns. He's got guns need their own bed. Not cool, man. Not cool.
What are you doing?
This is my bed.
And where will they sleep?
What a guy.